Hey people, good morning, Positive Paul, and it's been a while. All praise and glory to the Most High, blessing to all the saints and the people that have been supporting me on social media, which has been far and few. But the two top people I want to thank is one, Mike in Texas, and Stephanie in Australia. Now, without this phone that Stephanie helped me buy, there'd be no more videos. And furthermore, the reason why I've been absent, the main reason is my internet access has been cut off in the sense that I can still go to a coffee shop, but that requires me to buy a coffee or whatever, a donut, and then be able to sit in there and hope nobody kicks me out. And it just it's become a process, and that's fine. My testimony as an MK Ultra survivor, satanic ritual abuse survivor, but more importantly, why these implants are in me, tracking implants in my teeth, that everything is still continuing unabated. Now, the one thing that is very concerning is yesterday, July 14th, 2025. Today's Tuesday, the 15th, 2025. These flyovers. It was the 10th anniversary, the official date where I can, definitively say that, hey, the blue underbelly, American Nazi, British European, CIA, pedo creep Satanist perp plane came over, buzzed across the field here, lit up, and then disappeared when I tried to get the phone on it. Now, it's been nonstop. The only time it slowed down was right after COVID in the first couple months of 2020, and then picked right back up around June of 2020. It's been every day, sometimes all day long. And what they did yesterday in fine form, they were circling like vultures all day. And now, look, there's no authority on planet Earth that will come clean and explain this. President Trump can't explain this, nor would he want to. His Homeland Security goofball, this Christy Nome who took over for the Robotoid, Mayorkas, she can't explain it. And so what is this about? Well, I keep telling you what this is about. My MK Ultra, satanic ritual abuse, but these implants. And it's much more complicated than that. So, I mean, yeah, there's a lot I could report on. This Community Watch snitch network that these American Nazi Freemasons keep funded down here in Mexico, because I no longer go back to the United States only when I need to. And it's everything that's happening here to me is an extension of what went on in the United States. So nothing to do with Mexico. But what these creeps do, they continue to run around and lie and slander me now 10 years later. And it's totally acceptable for the Mexicans because, see, the top thing they have these reasons, depending on who they talk to, depends on what type of slander they use, defamation of character. And remember, in the United States, there should be legal ramifications. But here in Mexico and other parts of the world, no. Either beginning I was a criminal when they had the stolen car entrapment scheme that they used to dupe the Mexicans to get them on board to keep an eye on me. But now it's either I'm a foaming at the mouth racist, I'm a drug addict, I'm lazy, I don't want to work. But they use the top one now is that, oh, I'm just crazy. Which, imagine this. They use these operatives, because see, these local people won't respond to some gringo white guy that says, we need you to keep an eye on this person because he's going to do something, whatever. No, they use their own people, and they've all been profiled beforehand. They've all been bought off. And, the criteria to be a snitch, number one, is look, you've basically have no intellect whatsoever. They profile the person and ensure that A, they will keep their mouth shut. All right. They can be bought off to keep their mouth shut. Two, if there's pushback, well, the snitch learns how to lie, learns how to play stupid. But the real news is this has been going on in this location, and it doesn't matter where I go. I could be in China, South America, they'll do the same thing. But what's concerning is there's these nefarious criminal groups, loosely known as the cartel, the mafia. And if these people dare snitch on them, peek out their window to report on their activities, they'll come up missing. They'll come up 6 feet under. Every Mexican knows this. And so it's just so hypocritical to see what these people do. Now, I've stopped reporting on this because what's the point? It's now 10 years later, and I'm still here with not one authority anywhere to question me about whether I'm the aforementioned, things. No, they just continue. It's that important for these American Nazi, British European Satanists to keep this vaudeville act going. So, I've said this before, and obviously it keeps continuing, but there has to be a limit to it. So, what would be the point of having all these people around me to be bought off to be snitches? Not all of them. Some of them help me, but essentially their miserable little lives revolve around me. They sit, there's family members that have been bought off that just sit here and stare at me and report when I leave and when I return. For what? Meanwhile, the killing, the kidnapping, the running of hard drugs, the human trafficking continues. And they say, well, we're working on trying to stop that. Look, we know what the story is. It's the narrow path, and that's the path that I am on. These people can do what they do, and all I'm saying is now in its 10th year, who would continue to do this? Only a very deviant, sadistic, psychopathic, diabolical, creepy American Nazi, British, European intelligence agency, strudelhead, pedophile, Satanist creep would do that. And they're embedded everywhere around the world in positions of authority. Because, see, the real news is, and this is how I wrap it up, they thought they were going to be able to kill off Jacob. But there's a remnant left, and hey, we'll be here to the end, people. But again, thank you for the people that have been supporting me. It makes me sad to have to continue to report on this. Would love to do a nice spaghetti recipe or, do some bird watching. But evil exists, and it's in control. And who knows when this will end. But keep your eyes to the sky, because he's coming through those clouds, not those chemtrails.